Your creative writing class is having a blast. You've enjoyed sharing some of your favorite stories and poems with them, and now they are starting to write their own stories. You hope they see the value in creative writing skills, especially since you've seen a trend toward an emphasis on informational writing recently. You'd like to have your students discuss the importance of creative writing in today's world, and you'd like to evaluate their participation and comments. It might be difficult to track each student's participation and capture every comment in a live classroom setting. Why not try an online discussion in class pages? Let's get started. After you sign in to Unified Classroom, open the Class Selector menu and select your creative writing class. To access your class pages for this class, from the navigation menu, click Class Pages. To create an online discussion, from the top navigation menu in Class Pages, click Activities. Then select Discussions. To add a new discussion, click Add Discussion. For the discussion title, enter a prompt question. Then enter a description of what you would like your students to discuss. Include any rules for the discussion and any criteria you want to set for evaluation and grading. For the discussion type, you can choose to set up a class discussion, a group discussion for a subset of students, or a one-to-one discussion with you and each of your students. For this example, choose to set up a class discussion so that all of your creative writing students can participate in this discussion together. To continue, click Next. Now decide whether to allow students to contribute to the discussion indefinitely or to keep the discussion open for only a certain time frame. For example, you might choose to allow students to participate in the discussion during the week and then close the discussion on Friday night so you can review the results together the next week. In this case, use the default settings of starting today and ending in 1 month. Next, for the security settings, choose whether or not to allow each student to view other students' submissions before posting their own. To encourage original ideas from each student, you decide to check this setting so each student must submit a response before viewing other students' responses. To create a gradebook entry for this discussion, check Also Save in Gradebook. In the Location on Page area, use the menu to choose a class page on which to place the discussion content block. In this case, choose the Welcome page. Click Block Placement and choose a location on the Welcome page for your discussion content block. Notice that you can upload and attach a supporting file for the discussion, but none is needed for this discussion. To add the discussion content block to your Welcome page, click Save. Your new discussion appears on the Discussions page with the status of Open. Open the Manage Discussion menu for options to edit the discussion, view or download the results, and close or lock the discussion. To see the discussion content block that students will use to access the discussion, from the top navigation menu of Class Pages, click Pages. You see the discussion posted at the top of the second column on the Welcome page. To participate in the discussion, each student will view this content block and click the link at the bottom. Let's take a look at what your students will see when they view this page. When a student clicks the link, a new discussion post window appears with the discussion title at the top. She can click Discussion Details to view your notes about the discussion. Then she will enter a subject and content for her submission. Notice that the student has rich text formatting options for posts as well, including the ability to add images and links to files or websites to support her opinion. If you enable the feature in the class settings, students can also upload files. By default, uploading files is not enabled. When finished, the student will click Post. As the teacher, you can manage the discussion in several ways. Click the discussion link to view your students' posts and add your own posts. For each student's post, add a reply viewable by everyone or click the down-facing arrow and select Send Private Message if you want to communicate privately. You can also use the menu to filter the posts for only that student's submissions, mark a post as unread, hide the post from students, or delete the post. Access the Manage Discussion menu at the top right of the discussion window to edit the discussion details, view or download the results, and close or lock the discussion. To return to the class page at the bottom of the discussion window, click Close. Remember, to start an online discussion with your students in Unified Classroom, navigate to Class Pages and click Activities. Then select Discussions. Click Add Discussion and enter the discussion details. Then choose a page and block location to post the discussion for your students. Finally, click Save to save your changes. It's been a few weeks since you opened the online discussion, and your creative writing students have had a lot to say. You are so pleased that for the most part, your students understand the value of creative writing skills and are happy to learn more. You are happy to use Class Pages to help you teach them.